Hi reader, welcome back to Lessons from the Homeroom. I'm so glad you're here today. We are going to continue our series on comprehension strategies, and today we're going to talk about compare and contrast. So when we are thinking about our stories deeply, we should be making lots of connections. One way that you can make connections is through compare and contrast, by finding similarities and differences when reading a story. Now, you can do this on many different levels. This can be with characters within one story, characters within two stories. It could be about the setting. You can compare and contrast the setting, especially in books of a series like Magic Tree House. Same characters, but different setting, and you can see how the setting could make a difference by if they're similar to past books or different. You can also think about how events can be similar or different. You can talk about similarities and differences within books on the similar topic, or even books within a series. So let me give you a couple of examples from books that we've already read. Okay, so two of our past mentor texts were Friends and Wordy Birdy. In both stories, they have groups of friends. And it would be fun to compare this group of friends versus this group of friends. I should show you this side of the back book, that way you could see the groups of friends. Actually, both of the backs of the books have really great pictures of the friends. So what are some similarities between this group of friends and this group of friends? Well, they surely all get together, they all surely get along, they value each other's differences within themselves, within their own groups. There are differences between these characters and differences between these characters, but they still get along in both of the books. So you could compare and contrast these two books, Friends and Wordy Birdy. Another one of our mentor texts was Pig the Fibber. And the theme on this and the message that we were getting across was don't lie, right? Well, I found another book called Lying Up a Storm. So it would be really good to read both of these books about lying and talk about the similarities between them and the differences between them. So definitely, if you want to check out more about this, you can check out the book Lying Up a Storm by Julia Cook. And then you can just do one book. So I have a new mentor text for you. It's called Don't Call Me Bear. This is a really funny book. So I'm going to read it to you, and it's actually by the same author as our Pig the Fibber book. But this is a really funny book, and then we'll talk about some similarities and differences in just a moment. G-Day, my name is Warren, and I've got something to share. Just because I'm furry doesn't mean that I'm a bear. So we could talk about similarities and differences between a koala and a grizzly bear or a brown bear. Do you know what kind of graphic organizer this is? It's called a Venn diagram. There's lots of ways that you can use graphic organizers to show similarities and differences, but I chose this one because it is really common. So we could put koala here, and all of the characteristics of a koala would go here that are not the same as a bear, and then you'd put a grizzly bear and all of the differences and characteristics that it has not like a koala, and then you'd put anything that's the same in the overlapping part of the circles, the similarities here. So sometimes, maybe you've made this mistake too, you've called it a koala bear, right? And this koala is going to teach us some similarities and differences to tell us to not call him bear. I'll tell you how this started. It's been going on for years. Captain Cook said, "Hey, up there!" Captain James Cook first sighting of a koala. And he looked high in the towering eucalyptus. Captain Cook spied a small, portly animal covered with thick layer of fur, and cried, "Hey, a bear!" Esteemed botanist Sir Joseph Banks stepped forward and declared, "Captain, I believe that in fact is a koala." To which Captain Cook replied, "Yeah, whatevs," and went off in search of a flagon of rum. Those crazy pioneers. Chart of common marsupials. Possum, kangaroo, wombat, koala, Tasmanian devil. See, if they'd done their homework, then they'd know it wasn't true. Marsupials is what we are, and you should know that too. So koala is a marsupial. A bear, a mammal. If I got $1 for every time you called me bear, I tell you what, and no mistake, I'd be a millionaire. Australia doesn't have bears, except some at the zoo. You find bears up in Canada, and polar regions too. I don't live in the USA and catch fish in a stream. I'm not some 10-foot grizzly bear who makes the campers scream, "Help, bear!" So, I have had a gutful, and I'm sorry if I shout, "I'm not a bear, I'm really not, and you need to sort it out." He seems angry. Kangaroos are kangaroos. Don't call emus chooks, chicken. A platypus is not a duck, even though that's how he looks. But why am I so different, pal? Yeah, what's your little game? Why, am I the only mug you don't call by his name? Toy koala bears. Toy koala. Why am I the only one in the whole entire bush? You may not be a bear, mate, but you look like one, so... Shush! What a cute little bear. Yeah, bears are great. What a cute little story. While this might be an unconventional way to teach similarities and differences, it got my brain thinking. At this point, if I were to continue with this, I would go get some nonfiction books. One about koala bears, some about regular grizzly bears, black bears, polar bears, and find out what's the difference between koala bears, and if there's anything that's the same. Well, readers, this is just a fun way to show compare and contrast. So I'm going to send you off at this point. Today, as you grab your reading materials and a good book, get into your reading spot and think about ways that you can compare and contrast characters, the setting, a book between another book, anything. It's really powerful work to really think about this, because when you do this work, it's telling your body and your brain that you're really deeply thinking while you're reading. Don't forget, dive deep into books and really enjoy them. They're pretty special if they've already made it to your hands. So readers, now you're going to sign off for today. Go and read for your allotted amount of time. I look forward to seeing you on the next Lessons from the Homeroom.